Next on Worcester News tonight, a community rallies around a 5-year-old girl after tragedy strikes. Plus, a local college club raises money to help protect some canines that help protect us. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tim McComb. Those stories in just a bit, but we begin tonight in Spencer, where an emergency meeting was called to address the ongoing problems at David Prouty High School. Boos rang out Tuesday night when school committee chairman Kevin Hayes would not let student school committee member and current senior at Prouty Chelsea Trombley speak. The heated meeting was adjourned early. Tonight's meeting was called in response to a student walkout on Friday where more than 100 kids protested a number of things, including school conditions and personnel moves at the school. Trombley tells us students and parents want change.
I believe that the problems in this district are pretty serious. Everything that happens always directly affects the students the most in any situation. Anything with teachers, administration, even the school committee, it always comes down to affect the students the most. So I think any problem in the district is serious. As a student, I understood why. I understood that the students are frustrated, and even though I'm attempting to get student input back and forth, as you can see from tonight, it can get difficult, and students get very frustrated with that, reasonably so.
There is a Support Our Schools rally and press conference scheduled for tomorrow afternoon near the school. Well, Worcester police make 4 arrests in connection with a rash of armed robberies in the city. 2 men and 2 females in their mid-20s have been charged with 5 counts of armed robbery. Police say the group is responsible for the robberies that took place earlier this month at the Papa John's on West Boylston Street, which you see here, as well as Subway and D'Angelo locations in the city. Their most recent robbery was the Subway on Highland Street over the weekend. Shortly after that incident, police saw an SUV and 4 suspects that matched the description they were given parked at the McDonald's on Main Street. After interviewing the suspects, police determined they were responsible for the robberies at all 5 locations. Well, a bit of a fashion show at Becker College tonight, and this attire is critical to keeping these guys safe. Police canines Bear and Clyde modeling their new police vests for the Becker College Pre-Veterinary Club. The club raising money for 3 bulletproof vests over the last 2 years through a number of fundraisers in order to purchase the vests. The vests not only protect the dogs from gunshots, but also blunt force trauma. The club says they are thrilled to see their hard work pay off.
Our efforts have done today is absolutely amazing, and it just kind of affirms for me that, like, yeah, this is what we're here to do. This is what we're going to spend the rest of our life doing, and it's awesome to be able to do that with a community of awesome people with great faculty and staff, and it's been absolutely amazing.
Massachusetts Vesta Dog was involved with the vests. The club has also raised money, including for a trip to for a Thailand pet sanctuary where students will be studying. Well, last week we told you about a tragedy in Grafton. A 5-year-old girl led police to her mother who was dead in their home. Her father has been charged in connection to the death. Many in the community are stepping up to help the young girl, including the Grafton Police Association, who is raising money for Sophia Sugarman. Arnie Madison spoke to Grafton police officers today and has more.
Something like this tugs at the heartstrings of many people. And we felt as though, as an association, this is something good that we can give back to.
Investigators and crime scene tape are gone from the Sugarman home in Grafton. Less than a week after Kelly Sugarman was found dead in this home, and her 5-year-old daughter Sophia was found walking outside by herself.
All the police officers on this police department have kids and children of their own, and again, this is something that tugs at anyone's hearts.
You kill your wife, Mr. Sugarman?
Sophia's father, Michael, has been charged in Kelly's death. On the same day he was arraigned, the Grafton Police Association set up a fund for Sophia. 5 days later, the fund has already collected more than $5,000.
It's heartwarming to think that people respond in that way. And just before you came in, another donation was made here at the police station.
Donations have come pouring in to the police department. In addition to the fund, a GoFundMe page has also been set up by a family friend. The page has taken in over $18,000 in donations already. 2 ways the community is lending a hand in the face of tragedy.
The more we can do for her, the better we feel we can do.
Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
An update now for the Sutton woman charged with hitting 2 women with her car after police say they got into an argument. At a dangerousness hearing Tuesday, a judge reduced Stacey Piercy's bail from $100,000 to $5,000. The judge also imposed conditions if she is released, including a curfew, as well as GPS monitoring, and she is not allowed to have any contact with the victims. Prosecutors said in court last week one of the victims would need reconstructive surgery. Well, fire departments in Central Mass have issued a red flag warning. Firefighters say April is the month with the most brush fires, and Central Mass has already seen a couple this week. Our Brittany Schaefer spoke to local fire departments and has the details.
All the dead material on the ground is it just easily ignites.
Central Massachusetts is in a red flag warning Tuesday. Local fire departments are not allowing open burning due to the high risk of brush fires.
And the red flag, which is today, so is the highest danger.
It's a mix of not having rain, which makes it very dry. Then you have the wind and the humidity that you look at, especially areas that have dense population of trees and growth and forest area, and that's where you end up seeing a lot of the brush fires.
Webster Fire Chief Brian Hickey says brush fires require more physical work for firefighters and more resources from neighboring fire departments.
Brush fires are unpredictable, and the wind changes and the fire will change condition on you pretty quickly.
The Auburn and Webster fire departments both responded to brush fire incidents within the past few days.
One fire was caused by a cigarette. A gentleman was smoking, flicked it out of his window, and it caught some debris and brush that was underneath a deck on fire near a house.
Well, the brush fire yesterday was called in by the resident who actually started it. He was burning some stuff in his backyard, didn't have a permit from the fire department, didn't call in and let us know he was burning. So the fire took off on him because of the wind.
Both brush fires burned around half an acre and were put out with minimal damage. According to the Department of Fire Services, April is the busiest month for brush fires in Massachusetts.
If you're doing open burning, when it's allowed, you need to have a hose available. You need to be away from anything that's going to be combustible.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Northborough's police chief is retiring from the department to become the executive director of the Massachusetts Chiefs of Police Association. Chief Mark Leahy has been Northborough's chief for 13 years. He was previously a state trooper and police chief in Suffield, Connecticut. Leahy says he always wanted to lead the state's Chiefs of Police Association. He is currently the treasurer. Leahy says while he's excited to be even more involved in the association, he will miss his department in Northborough.
It's a very bittersweet thing. This is a very unique group of law enforcement professionals that I've had the pleasure of working with for the last 13 years. I don't get complaints, I get accolades from folks. I mean, they're just a dynamic, compassionate, friendly group of people that understand what it is to serve a suburban community like ours.
Chief Leahy's last day in Northborough is May 13th. He starts his new position in mid-June. A former Uber driver from Charlton creates a ride-sharing app. The catch is he can't even use it. The service would allow only women to get rides from other women. Our Olivia Lemon spoke to him today and has the story behind his creation.
Safety. It's the #1 priority of a new ride-sharing company made for women and children only. Founder Michael Pellets used to drive for Uber. He came up with the idea after bringing home a man in his early 20s who passed out in his back seat.
I went over and I got out of the car and I said, hey, to the policeman, I said, can you come help this gentleman? He probably needs an ambulance. So they got him out of the car.
The Charlton man says one thought kept coming up in his mind.
Imagine if this was my wife. How would she handle this, or another woman? And I said, I do not want to let this happen.
So Pellets is creating a ride-sharing company where women will be the drivers and only women and children will be passengers. Pellets plan to launch the app Tuesday in Massachusetts, but says the response was overwhelming, so the company is waiting until they can launch the app worldwide.
We are going to slow down, and we're going to launch nationwide in the fall. So instead of rolling out city by city, we're going to have a nationwide launch. But we have to make sure that our technology can handle the demand.
Pellets says all their drivers go through a thorough background inquiry check before being hired. He says the app has many safety features other ride-sharing companies do not. One feature includes a safe word only the driver and rider will know.
By having the safe word, the passenger is not allowed to get into that car until the driver tells them that word, and then the passenger has to validate it on their app.
Pellet says more safety features will be added as needed. For now, he's looking forward to the success and safety his company is already seeing.
It's so humbling, and I'm so honored to be able to do this.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
The Burns Bridge opened to the public in late 2015. Tuesday, the state announcing the bridge has been chosen as the Public Works Project of the Year. The award comes from the American Public Works Association. The bridge was built after the previous bridge was deemed structurally deficient. The project was completed 4 months ahead of schedule and came in on budget. The Burns Bridge connects Shrewsbury and Worcester over Lake Quinsig on Route 9. It features bike lanes and overlooks for people to watch rowing events.